Hi, everybody. I'm Greg, Bioinformatter on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Moxfield. So B101 and another zero in the username. You'll find me on Twitter, hyping up all my friends' streams and content, and I do box breaks here on YouTube. Um, Nothing fancy. I'm just opening up boxes. It's a one take, just go through it. Um, yeah, so I don't know if that's up your alley, but I hope some of you enjoy it. You get to see the cards and some anticipation of the good hits. Um, Trying an experiment today. So this is my third collector box for Dominaria Remastered. And normally when I do this, I fix the focus of the camera to a certain zone. But it's unfortunate that I can't get a focus that keeps the things on the mat clear and allows me to do the cards closer. So I'll sacrifice one or the other depending on what I'm doing. But this time I'm just leaving the autofocus on. I think that sometimes that gets a bit too jittery, but we'll give it a shot because, yeah, I don't feel good like stopping the stream to manually change focus. So anyhow, here's Dominaria Remastered. We got ourselves a collector box. And move my stuff out of the way. We'll get this shrink wrap off. So my first collector box is not likely to be beat, because it had two Force of Wills in it. One, the retro foil edition, and the other one a borderless. Plus, it had other stuff in it. Um, so that one was like off the charts box. My second one, not quite as stellar as that, but it still definitely brought the heat. Um, so now we'll see what this third box is going to be like. And this third box is from a different vendor. So it's a different lot. So I don't know if that'll make a difference. Um, I have to prepare myself because there's bound to be a bad collector box in here somewhere. At least based on prior experience. Um, you're not always guaranteed to walk away happy from a collector box. But I have so far, so I'm happy for that. But let's jump in. Okay, so these are the reveal from the bottom. Okay, so Impulse, Avarax, Nightscape Familiar, Penumbra Bobcat, Stonewood Invoker, High Tide, the uncommon, Squirrel Nest, a Blingy Island, Rada. Come on. Yeah, so this is the thing with the focus. Rada Air to Keld, and the There. Now it's in focus. Yeah, so this may be slightly annoying. We'll see how it goes. Street Wraith. Okay, we have Necro Savant. Yep, I think I'm calling it. Necro. So anyhow, this is just an uncommon Necro Savant, but it is in a pretty retro foil. I think I may have to result to we have a Sulfur Falls. Yes, I am calling it, and I am doing the fixed focus. That was a short experiment. Yeah, so just gotta do a little configure the video thing. Okay, I will turn off that. We'll go for about there. Why? Okay. Okay. So we got Sulfur Falls as a rare. Grim Lavamancer in retro. Decimate, borderless, not a foil. And a Jester's Cap, borderless, and it is a foil. So there you go. You can kind of see some of the bling there. And Marit. I will have to figure out how to pronounce it. So I don't know if it's because I'm newer to Magic, so I don't know much of the lore, and I started playing with around Kaldheim is when I started getting introduced to Magic for real. So Marit, I want to say Lage. It could be Lage, Lage, but and a Goblin token. Put that off to the side. Yeah, it's like an awkward name. Okay. Icatian Javelineers. Howl from Beyond. Pacifism. Savannah Lions. Wretched Anurid. Fire and Ice. Mystic Enforcer. And a Plains. Chain Lightning. Renewed Faith. Okay, Momentary Blink in the retro foil. Absorb. Yawgmoth. Thran Physician in retro. Gamble in borderless. And Grim Lavamancer in retro foil. And a cat, an elephant. So the retro frame Yawgmoth is 24. Yeah, a big difference if it would have been a foil. Yep. Air Slick. Kjeldoran Gargoyle. Polluted Mire. Snap. Spark Spray. Yeah. So those sparks make for a good foil. Recoil. Thieving Magpie. And a Forest. Juggernaut. Mishra's Factory. Chain Lightning in retro foil. Zura Arian foil. Solkanar the Swamp King in retro. Gemstone Mine Borderless. And Decimate in Borderless foil. And a bird and a giant goblin. Blah. Even Fisher. Sorry. Sandstorm. Remote Isle. Urborg Siphon Mage. Terminal Moraine. Phyrexian Scuta. Storm Entity. Forest. Deadwood Treefolk. Dope. Counterspell. Counterspell Retro. Chainer's Edict in retro foil. Stroke of Genius. Dark Depths retro. Last Chance Borderless. And Crawl Space in retro foil. A bird and a goblin. Oromancer. Dragon Engine. Seaton's Desire, Macetail Histrodon, Slippery Karst, Confiscate, Order and Chaos, Mountain, Blingy Mountain, Adiasir, Duress, Counterspell in the spiffy retro foil. The blues are really beautiful. Even more beautiful than the rest, I think. Hinterland Harbor. Arcanus the Omnipotent. Jester's Cap Borderless. Lotus Bloom Borderless Foil. Sheep and an elephant. Grape Shot. Aquamoeba. Remedy. Subterranean Scout. Undying Rage. Lightning Rift. Terravore. And an island. Momentary Blink. Retro. Quicksilver Dagger. Retro. Empty the Warrens. Retro foil. Rith the Awakener. Foil. Saproling Symbiosis. Retro. Force of Will Borderless. Woo, woo, woo. Isolated Chapel in retro foil. A sheep and a zombie. Frantic Search. Glintwing Invoker. Juggernaut. Overeyes. Wormfang Drake. Pain and Suffering. Dragon Blood. Swamp. Invigorating Boon. Peregrine Drake. Throw. Damping Sphere in retro foil. Urza's Incubator in foil. So that's a good one too. I don't know what the price has settled at the moment. Glory. So choose flying, 2 white, choose a color. Creatures you control gain protection from the chosen color until end of turn. Activate only if Glory is in your graveyard. Okay. Legacy Weapon in Borderless. Ooh. And Vampiric Tutor in Borderless foil. So that's another hot card. Elemental and Elephant. Duress. Festering Goblin. Mind Stone. Lull. Werebear. Dragon Whelp. Spirit Manga. Plains. Wild Growth. White Mane Lion. Wild Dogs. Retro foil. Windborn Muse. In foil. Jolarel. Moanvuli Recluse. Retro. Worldly Tutor. Borderless. Siege Gang Commander in retro foil. Elemental and Elephant. Okay. Cloud of Fairies. Break Asunder. Ornithopter. Kavu Primarch. Sunclasp. Gamekeeper. Thran Golem. Swamp. Ovenize. Retro. Mesa Enchantress. Retro. Peregrine Drake in retro foil. Maze of Ith in foil. Body Snatcher. Oversold Cemetery, Borderless. Windborne Muse in retro foil. A squirrel and a zombie. Goblin Turncoat. Obsessive Search. Nomad Decoy. Whitemane Lion. Vigilant Sentry. Nature's Lore. Venomancer. Forests. Nature's Lore in retro. Spirit Link retro. Drownu's Crusade in retro foil. Kamal Fist of Krosa in foil. World Gorger Dragon in retro. Enlightened Tutor. Borderless. And Phantom Nishoba. Phantom Nishoba. Trample, and this is in retro foil. Trample. It enters with 7+1/+1 counters on it. Whenever it deals damage, you gain that much life. If damage would be dealt to it, prevent that damage, remove a +1 counter. Huh. So that's my first time seeing that. Sapperling and a zombie. Elvish Aberration. Giant Spider. Peregrine Drake. Phyrexian Ghoul. Sukata Lancer. Daragaz's Caldera. Yeah, that magma makes for nice foiling. Crop Rotation. Mountain. Ornithopter retro. Mog War Marshal retro. Whitemane Lion in retro foil. Grim Lavamancer in foil. Sulphur Falls retro. Chainer Dementia Master. Borderless. Lyra Dawnbringer in borderless foil. Construct and a goblin. Yeah, so I think this is a pretty good box too. So I think I may be blind, have a blind spot for how much I actually paid for these things, but it seems like there's a lot of good stuff showing up. Evil Eye of Orms by Gore. Emerald Charm. Man of War. Terror. Veiled Serpent. Invigorating Boon. Zombie Infestation. Plains. Wild Dogs in retro. Tatiova in retro. Ornithopter in retro foil. Triskelion foil. Pashalik Mons in retro. Wrath of God, borderless. And Hinterlands Harbor in retro foil. Cat and a goblin. Okay. Yeah, and the lands sure are pretty. Plains, mountain, forest, swamp, plains, swamp, island, mountain, forest, forest, plains, island. Okay. Let's see some of the best stuff that we pulled here. Body Snatcher. When it enters the battlefield, exile it unless you discard a creature card. When Body Snatcher dies, exile it and return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. I don't think that's come up in my like higher end search list. Windward Muse might get a premium for being the foil, but it's still not going to be that big of a deal. We did. I'm going to want to look up Damping Sphere just in case. Sometimes uncommons are still worth a lot in a particular treatment. Isolated Chapel. Arcanus. I mean, Counterspell is like reprinted to heck and back. So I'm assuming that can't go high enough. Crawl Space, though. I don't know. I'll want to look it up. Dark Depths. Let's look up the Chainer's Edict and that treatment. Let's see what Decimate goes for. There's Yogg. Okay. So I think those are the best out of the retros. I have to look up those two. Have to look that one up. I think this, and this also decent. Vampiric Tutor definitely. Look up Legacy Weapon Minute Treatment. Urza's Incubator. Force of Will. I want to see what the Lotus thing is worth. Last Chance. Stroke of Genius, just because I don't think I had hit that in the other boxes. Campbell's worth a little. I want to see the maxed out version of Jester's Cap. Okay. So I think these are the best hits. I'm thinking Urza's. Let's see here. Okay. So now while I'm doing this, properties and configure and camera control and put it there. Probably tutor. Oh, there. Oh, I know the Enlightened Tutor is also very good. Depths. Yeah, there. It's not going to be enough space for all the goodness that is in this. Okay, yes, I'm sorry for the silence. Okay, I think I will just take the cards off to the side. To make some room. So close. Okay. Now that you've been patient with me for that, now it's time to check some prices. So Force of Will, borderless, 90.95. Vampiric Tutor borderless foil is 81.29. And then the Yogg we had looked up in the retro frame is 24. Chainer. Dementia Master borderless is only 250. So he doesn't really belong in there, but we'll just leave it. Worldly Tutor and borderless is 1105. Dark Depths in retro is 1199. Last Chance borderless is 858. Urza's Incubator in foil is 34.98. Lyra Dawnbringer in borderless foil is 29.96. Kamal in 4 is 4.97. And Lighten Tutor borderless is 21.31. Jester's Cap borderless foil is 5.47. Chainer's Edict in the retro foil is 5.40. Crawl Space retro is 5.55. Gamble borderless is 7.10. Lotus Blossom in borderless foil is 5.19. Stroke of Genius in foil is only $1.24. So, Decimate in borderless foil is 3.68, so not a big deal. Damping Sphere in the retro foil is 5.98. The oversold Cemetery borderless is 3.39. So Legacy Weapon borderless 3.96. And that Maze of Ith foil is 5.41. So anyhow, lots of great stuff. You know, there were a couple of things here that weren't as much as I thought they were going to be. But the Force of Will, Vampiric Tutor, Yogg, uh, Urza, Lyra, Enlightened Tutor. So that's a reasonable amount to get in a collector box, I think. Eventually, I may do the math and figure otherwise, but I think that combination there is pretty good. So I think I will call it here. So I hope you enjoyed this. You know, since this is a single take, you know, thanks for bearing through me working things out. And I hope you enjoyed it. And Greg, Bioinformatter, on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Moxfield. And catch me here on YouTube for more box breaks. Thanks. Bye.